Previously on Uncle Bubba's mailbox. Wait, what is that? What have you got there? No! 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 Wait a minute, wait a minute, I know that face. I know that face, I've seen you before. I know who you are. Well, that certainly was a very surprising guest on Uncle Bubba's mailbox. Someone whose very appearance on the show more than likely will shake the foundation of Uncle Bubba's mailbox for years to come. And what they said and what they did while they were here will no doubt live with all of us for the rest of our lives. Well, enough reminiscing about that amazing once-in-a-lifetime experience that we all experienced together. It's time to enter the mailbox yet again. Hello there, I am Uncle Bubba, and this is my digital mailbox where you send me physical mail and I send you a digital response. We are up to episode 12 of Uncle Bubba's mailbox, which just so happens to be the long-awaited season 2 premiere of Uncle Bubba's mailbox. It was a long and difficult journey to get here. I was battling with television executives for what seemed like over a year, battling, going back and forth about the fate of the mailbox. And luckily, cooler heads prevailed, and we are back for a season 2, which hopefully will even supersede season 1 in terms of the artistic endeavors seen on the show. We are starting off with not a letter, as was usually the case on Uncle Bubba's mailbox. No, not a delightful box of treats, of pickles, of brownies of a different variety. No, we are starting with a colossal cardboard box just filled with more treasures than you will see at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, at the Louvre, at the Museum of Modern Art combined. They all pale in comparison to this lovely box that Uncle Bubba has. Unfortunately, due to time constraints imposed on me by the network, I may not be able to explore all the artistic endeavors in one episode. I may have to break this up into several episodes. So now that we are all aware of what is going on in season 2, I will dive headfirst into this box of unknown artistic achievement. First, out of the box, we have a lovely pen drawing of Olaf from the Frozen movies. I believe there are several. I believe I've only seen part 1 of Frozen. I also saw a short Frozen film in which she was sneezing and her mucus turned into little snowmen which people played with, which no doubt is not very good to do, as we are all seeing in the COVID-19 era. Do not touch other people's mucus. It is disgusting, but charming in a Frozen way. So I will allow it. I will not harsh on the Frozen series anymore. But Olaf here, he has a very pointy nose, as is the case when you have a carrot as your nose. He is smiling, as you would expect from a friendly snowman to do. What a delightful fellow. He's got his nice little buttons there. He seems very happy to be here. I would say this drawing is significantly better than the computer animation we see in the Frozen movies, hands down. We have no signature. We can all imagine who this is, but seeing that they didn't sign it, I will respect the artist's anonymity, and I will not reveal who this is. But I will say this is an excellent start for the box. Wow, we have gone from the frozen snow to a beautiful spring day. Doesn't it just make you want to go outside and run and enjoy nature? We have a rose, very lovely there. Nice, beautiful color of red there. Nice, really curves with a shape. Very nice. Some very nice clouds in the sky. A very beautiful sky. As I said, this is a lovely day that we all aspire to be. And a lovely flower right in the beginning. Look at all that color. And there, that is beautiful design. And a brown box of sort. Perhaps this is a doorway, an opening. Perhaps if we walk through this doorway, this opening, we can all live in this world. We can all, even if there's snow on the ground, even if it's very hot outside and we don't want to go outside, through the power of imagination, the power of art, we can all live in this wonderful world together. A wonderful and optimistic point of view, as well as a wonderful artistic composition. Next, it just keeps on going. All right, look at this lovely piece. All right, we have the cherry something. Says, wish I could be pie. That would be a dream come true. So the fruit is dreaming of being a pie, perhaps moving up on the evolutionary culinary ladder from a simple fruit that you pick off a tree and eat to a wonderful creation. This is no doubt showing how tools, artistic tools, can also aspire. Maybe a paintbrush on its own does nothing. But if you take that paintbrush, you put paint on it, and you paint a picture, you have created art. All the elements, all the tools need to come together to create art. And that's wonderfully expressed in this very wonderful composition. All right, again, we are focusing on spring. As I may have alluded to, I'm not sure exactly when all this artistic creation was created. It may have been in springtime, and it may have just been a reflection of the times, or it may have been a desire to go to those times. So here we have a tree with what looks like cherries or apples, the aspiring to be pies. They are leaping from the tree. That is how much they desire to be more, to not just be another apple, another cherry in the tree, but to be a pie, a creation. Absolutely lovely and aspiring to us all. We have gone into the avant-garde yet again. We can all imagine, and I assume we all know, exactly who the artist who created this is. The wonderful avant-garde, the youngest of the Adam Czech Five. We have two Sybil colors here. We have green and we have pink. And you can see at this side, we have a lot more passion, a lot more intensity as the colors get darker. Here, it's building up. It's building up like an opera, like a piece of classical music. And then the crescendo, it gets so much darker, the artwork explodes right off the page. We have what looks like a heart right there. Lovely, delightful. It's Valentine's Day every day when you have pieces of art such as this. Lovely. Next, we have once again a return to the Frozen universe. So this is a big episode for Disney on Uncle Bubba's Mailbox. Hopefully Uncle Bubba and the creative artists will be paid accordingly by Disney, as they certainly can afford it. A picture of Olaf and Elsa by Claire. So the anonymity has ended. We are now signing our artwork And you should be proud to sign a piece of artwork like this, Claire. I must say Olaf and Elsa look very similar in this picture. Elsa has a very snowman-like head in this, perhaps saying that even though she's made of flesh, he's made of snow. They're all together. Guess what, Elsa? 80% of your body's water. 100% of it is his. That's only 20% difference. Olaf, Elsa, they're the same. A perfect match. A match made in heaven. A perfect duo. That's why the movies are so successful. It's that bond of friendship. That's why we keep coming back and paying the millions of dollars that those franchises made. Next, we just keep rolling along. A multimedia piece here. We have some pieces made by what I assume are maybe a pad, a sponge pad. We have green, we have pink. So again, we're using the same colors that Claire had used before in her little abstraction. So we are keeping with the theme of green and pink, the colors of boys and girls. We are thinking about going back to their childhood, perhaps, and thinking about how their evolution has gone from mere little babes wrapped in blankets to wonderful, creative artists. All right, we are getting more combining ears of this charming piece here. The sun, it is multicolors. It looks like it has a very Aztec kind of design. Uncle Bubba is thinking south of the border here. For this one, we are going back in time, thinking about the ancient Aztecs and Mayans and their lost civilization and all that we can learn through it. Next, we have a very strong figure in blue who's got very big shoulders. So this gentleman, I hope it's a gentleman, clearly works out, is hitting the bench press left and right, standing on a nice green with nice dirt over it. So stand on the grass, you're not getting your shoes dirty or anything like that. That's very smart. And I believe that's a lovely smiling ice cream cone in there. So we're all on the same wave page. Ice cream, ice, snow, Olaf, frozen. We're all seeing how it's all coming together. Perhaps not just one of the Atom Check 5, but all of them are going to need to combine the way we've seen some of Josh's figures combine, specifically on episode 10 of Uncle Bubba's Mailbox. They will all combine to form the artistic perfection that we are seeing. Next, we have seen these multiple times before on Uncle Bubba's Mailbox. Mega Mode is water, fire, and what? That's for us all to decide. Hopefully by the time we get to the bottom of this box, we'll all know exactly what the answer to that is. So we have two figures with wings, red and blue. So we're switching from the green and blue. We're switching up a bit, getting a little creative. Just when we think we know what's predictable, the stream starts to meander. We're going off in different directions. And we're seeing how they're combining ears into different figures. They're changing, they're metamorphosizing the same way the color scheme is metamorphosizing. So we're using colors to represent themes. That's how you do it. You're using every single artistic tool you have. You're using shapes, designs, composition, colors, negative space. Everything we're seeing is all building to one perfect piece of art. All right, we are keeping going with these combining ears. Mega Mode, purple. And you can see he's transforming himself from a little guy with wings to a six-legged creation that looks like perhaps you could have a pilot get in there and steer it. This reminds Uncle Bubba of the movie Dune, the second one that came out recently, or depending on when this episode drops, came out 10 years ago, how they were getting into these little mosquito-like flying objects and were steering them with their mind. A very good and scientifically profound statement yet again. We're getting word in our headset that the time is running a little long for Uncle Bubba's mailbox. I have asked the producers to give me more time, so we will be wrapping up shortly, just so we're all aware. Back to blue with this one, this combining ears figure. Blue Water Tribe creates hydro pump. That makes sense. If you're working with water, you gotta pump it. You gotta pump it. You gotta pump it out. So you don't want it flooding your basement. So we have 4 different figures, creating one big figure. It takes multiple things to create one great final creation. As I was saying with the artistic achievements, it's not just one piece of art, although this is a lovely piece of art that could easily be hanging in any museum in the world. It's multiple pieces of artwork building on top of others. It's telling a compelling story and building our anticipation for what we will finally see on Uncle Bubba's mailbox. Next, which will be the final piece of artwork seen this week on the show. Again, another mixed media creation. We're going back to our typical color scheme. Again, we have a little pink, we have green, and we have, I believe, handprints in there. So we are getting so personal. We are using our flesh to create the artwork. We're not letting the tools do it for us. The same way, as I said, when you're born, you put the little baby's footprints down there. We're reverting back to our childhood. We're thinking about how young and free we are as children, and we're longing to get that freedom, that creative mindset back as we're adults, as my nieces and nephews are growing up faster and faster, are getting ready to become leaders of industry, to become artistic leaders in the community. They are still looking back to their youth, to their childhood, to remind themselves of the freedom and the creativity that seemed boundless back in those days, that they hope to retain for their entire lives. And I know I speak for myself as well as all my viewers on YouTube that I certainly hope you keep that artistic desire and freedom for all of your lives. Well, that wraps up another exciting edition of Uncle Bubba's Mailbox. It took us a very long time to get here, but it was well worth the wait. And I'd like to thank all of you for waiting patiently with me. And how profound was that guest we had at the beginning of the show? I hearken back to what they said and did again and again, and it was truly awe-inspiring. And I think we can all learn from that. Now that I think about it, when they showed up, Uncle Bubba's mug was empty, and I don't remember filling it up. Oh,